guys, welcome back to our channel, and for today's video I figured I would do a little DIY. And the DIY I decided to do for you guys is an activity you can do with your toddlers or like your school-aged children. My little brother actually helped me with this, and he is 10 years old and he really enjoyed it. He's been enjoying making slime recently, so this is a better alternative to slime instead of making slime with your children. I'm not gonna lie, this activity is very messy, so you will definitely want to watch what they're doing with it, and I don't recommend doing this without a parent because it does involve the microwave. With that being said though, this is a very easy Play-Doh idea, and I decided to make edible Play-Doh for my toddler. We did a peanut butter Play-Doh and a Nutella Play-Doh. That way if he decided to stick his fingers in his mouth, or if he took a piece of it and put it in his mouth the way kids do with Play-Doh, it is completely non-toxic and it won't hurt him to eat. Another alternative to this is to use peanut-free peanut butter if you have allergies. So I know there's Wow Butter where we are, I don't know if there's anything else, but you can use pretty much anything that has the same consistency that peanut butter or Nutella does. I don't recommend doing this with your child if they have not yet been tested for a nut allergy, or if you know for a fact they're allergic to peanuts or like any other nuts. I just don't recommend doing this with them, or doing the peanut-free alternative. So with that being said, let's just jump into the video. So the first thing I did was I gathered all of the things I knew that I was going to need to start doing this DIY. So the things I needed were flour, peanut butter, a bowl to mix my Play-Doh in, a spoon to mix it with, a spoon to scoop the peanut butter out with, and a measuring cup to measure the amount of flour. So the first thing I did was I opened my peanut butter, and after I got the jar open, I then took about 2 tablespoons of peanut butter and I put it into my bowl. Mind you, in this process you are going to need a bowl or dish that is also microwave safe. So after I filled my bowl, I then took the bowl and put it in the microwave for roughly 30-second intervals, and I mixed it in between intervals until it was liquid consistency like you can see in this slide. After I was sure it was liquid, I took my 1/2 measuring cup because I estimated that I would need around half of a cup of flour, and I just put some flour in it so that I had it at reach instead of using the actual flour container. I just put it in there so I had it right where I could reach it and just slowly dump it in. The next thing I did was I slowly started adding in my flour and mixing after I added it a little bit at a time. As you're mixing and adding more flour, you're going to notice that it gets into a very thick consistency, and you're going to want to keep adding flour until it gets to a dough-like texture, and keep on adding flour until it is not sticky to touch. So at this point, it was getting really close to the texture I wanted it to be, but it was still sticky. Around this point where it's starting to clump together is where you should probably start kneading it together with your hands, because as you can see from my video, it starts to fall apart and get all crumbly, and if you use your hands to mix it together and knead it, then you can avoid having it in a whole bunch of different clumps with flour mixed in. So as you continue to keep on mixing your flour into your peanut butter, you're basically going to be looking for it to feel like as if you were making peanut butter cookies. It's going to basically be the same texture it would be if you were doing that. So at this point, I decided to pick it up out of the bowl and start kneading it together with my hands. And this was pretty much when I realized that my peanut butter Play-Doh was pretty much done. It's not going to be like regular Play-Doh where you can like mold it into things and it'll keep its shape. It does keep its shape slightly, but because it's made out of food, it's not going to perfectly hold in the shape that you want it to for a very long time. So the first thing I did was I gathered all of the things I knew I was going to need. So I got a bowl, some flour, some Nutella, and some spoons to mix it with and take the Nutella out of the jar with. Then I took the Nutella out of the jar with the spoon and placed it into the bowl. After I felt like I had enough Nutella in the bowl, I then took the bowl and put it in the microwave for around 30-second intervals, just like I did with the peanut butter. So once it was melted, I just stirred it thoroughly to make sure it was like completely melted all the way through. Once I knew it was completely melted, I decided to start adding my flour slowly, as you can see in these clips. After a ton of mixing and it getting kind of complicated to mix with the spoon, I decided to go in with my fingers and see what I could do mixing it around with my hands, because I thought it would be a lot easier to do it that way. In the end, you will come to a consistency kind of like Play-Doh, but not exactly the same as Play-Doh. You want to keep adding the flour until it's not sticky, it's kind of just moldable. And that is pretty much how I made my Nutella Play-Doh. Here's just a little clip of Cameron and myself and my brother playing with the peanut butter and Nutella Play-Doh. As you can see, it is completely safe and edible if your child decides to eat it, but it does taste a lot like flour, so that you have to watch for is for them not to eat big chunks at a time, just little bits. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little DIY video, and please give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you want to see me do some more DIY ideas, either on my own or involving babies, toddlers, school-age children. Just let me know what kind of things you guys want to see. Definitely hit the subscribe button for our channel, and we will see you guys back for another video. Thanks for watching.